We have a special guest today, Connie. I appreciate you, coming out of your way, your work. You're a busy woman these days, so I really, really appreciate that. If you want to dig in a little bit about yourself, let's begin with, your, say, childhood growing up. How you were, how was life?
Life growing up was pretty tough. I was born in a little village in south of Italy, Calabria. So it was a village of about 1,500 people. So there was not much there at all. So Dad decided to go to a different country because he was working in Switzerland, up north, France and Germany. And he had 3 girls and a boy. And I'm not sure what it's like in your country, but in the south of Italy, for every girl you had, for them to get married, they had to have a dowry and a home, a house. And being a labourer, there's no way he was going to be able to afford 3 houses. So he decided it was either going to be France that he loved or Australia, where he had a lot of, we call them paesani, from the same village, people from the same village.
Okay, that had moved here.
Yeah. So he asked one of them if he could sponsor us. And he accepted, and we got accepted to come to Australia. So Dad left Italy September 1968 just to try it out, just in case it didn't work. It was a lot of money to pay to come out with the whole family. At least it would only be in one trip.
Life was tough back then as well. Really tough.
It was. And I think to a point it still is. Because there's not a lot of work.
Yeah.
So he came out, loved it. Absolutely loved it. So we left Italy in January 1969 and arrived 30 days later because we had to go through the long way through Africa because the Suez Canal was actually closed in those days.
Oh, okay.
So it was an absolutely amazing trip because...
travelling around the world.
It was just beautiful. The ship itself was like a major city for me. There was more people on the ship than there was in my little town. I'd never seen a cinema. I'd never seen a restaurant. I'd never seen a swimming pool. I'd never seen the sea.
Wow.
So going to Sicily to catch the ship from the port there, it was just mind-boggling. It was just so exciting. So most of the time on the ship, I was 11. I did break the rules a bit.
As we all did.
I was curious. I've always been a curious person, even in my old age. And so I went around every cinema, every theatre, tried every restaurant. Look, I was just so curious. And it was, like I said, it was an exciting thing for me, not having seen anything like it in my life. So we arrived in Australia in 1969 and Mum and Dad put me back 2 grades because in Italy you only go up to grade 5 and then you start high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
grade 6 doesn't exist. So they put me back in grade 4 with one of the people from our own town so I could have company. But that girl kept talking to me in Italian and I didn't want to speak Italian. I wanted to learn English because I couldn't speak English. So I refused to have anything to do with her. And I remember one weekend they came around to visit. Mum and Dad asked her, how's Connie going? She said, I don't know. And they said, what do you mean? Well, she doesn't talk to me. So they asked me after, why don't you talk to her? And I said, well, because she speaks to me in Italian. I said, I'm here to learn English, not Italian.
Yeah.
So they understood. So most of my friends were non-Italians throughout my life. But I had an amazing grade 4 teacher. I remember his name was Mr. Gow, probably the only teacher I remember, because he really took his time with me.
See how interesting that is?
Yeah.
Such a long time.
Yeah.
We still remember certain teachers that were special to us.
He was special because he actually put the effort. He could see that I was curious. He could see that I really wanted to learn. He could see that I was really good at maths because numbers are numbers, whether you're Italian, French, or unless you're Chinese, of course, or Japanese. The numbers are similar. So I was very good in my maths, but it was the spelling, etc. But he could see that I really wanted to learn. And so within six months going to school, I could actually spell. I was actually getting 10 out of 10, etc. And of course, in those days, they used to have special English.
Oh, I didn't know that. There was just normal English.
No, you had the normal classes, but then if you're a new person from another country and English was your second language, in those days it was probably my 10th, they actually sent you special English classes. And I used to hate them because they weren't challenging.
Yeah.
So I tried to not go as much as possible. But yeah, that was exciting. So like I said, that teacher really put a lot of effort into me. And then I went to high school, a girls' school. Didn't go out.
How was girls' school back then? Was it tough? Was it easy?
No, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
School was my safe place. Dad was being a Southern Italian from the old school. Discipline was basically
Yeah, everything was
violence.
discipline.
Yeah, and didn't have to do anything wrong.
Yeah.
If I wanted to play, I wasn't allowed to because I was the eldest of five kids. When we came to Australia 9 months later, they had another one. So being the eldest, I had to be the mother.
And that comes with a challenge.
Yes. So I used to do little things like if they went out and I was supposed to cook for the family, I used to make sandwiches. But peel the potatoes and put the potato peels on top of the potatoes underneath the rubbish bin. So if you looked in the bin, you could see, yes, I did cook. Unfortunately, I had one sister that kept dobbing me in. So I used to get the beatings of my life.
There's always that one.
Yes, unfortunately.
Get us in trouble.
Yes. So discipline was a big thing with Dad, and it was a physical discipline.
You know what's interesting? I used to ask this myself. Why do you reckon that older generation was very violence and discipline? That's all they knew.
I think it stems back. I actually got hypnotised just recently. So I had to go back to when I could remember. And then this hypnotist actually asked me to go back to the same age my dad was, and I actually saw it.
Wow.
But that's what my dad was brought up as well. So he didn't know any different. So he just carried on as per normal because that's what you do. He was illiterate, so he was never sent to school because in those days you could actually bribe a teacher with a chicken.
Wow.
Yeah, so you didn't have to go to school. Same with Mum. So I was the translator. I was everything. So I had to go and translate for them. I had to write letters for them, everything. So it was a lot of pressure for a young girl.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's like a responsibility.
Yeah, so I swore to myself I will never get married and I will never have kids
Wow.
because I had my children. That was my thought.
That's, you know, I used to think that as well. When you kind of, a lot of people that get this young responsibility, taking care of the like sisters or brothers or elders, end up having a mentality like, my childhood's gone, why should I get married? I've seen it all.
Also, I didn't want a man telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I did not want a man telling me what to do. And unfortunately, I saw that in marriages in the community where...
Oh, it was tough back then as well.
It was. If women think they've got it tough these days, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Oh.
No idea.
No idea.
Yeah.
It's back then there was no say at all. Zero.
No, you do what I say.
Yeah.
So I rebelled at 21 and I said, no, I'm going to go out. I'm going to enjoy life. And I used to work in a shop in Northgate. They sold school uniforms part-time, and then I went in full-time in the office. And during the day, because I was a very friendly person, I still am, but I'm a bit more reserved than I ever was. I used to talk to anybody and everybody. So we used to go to lunch with different males, and then they asked me at night. So I say, yeah, but you've got to pick me up from home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I did not want to go out with people I didn't know without my parent at least meeting the person. And I remember this one week, there was a different guy every night. Picking me up.
Yeah, princess life.
And my mum took me aside. I know it was Dad behind it. She said, what do you think people will say? You're going out with 7 different males in a week. And I said, Mum, you haven't counted the ones during lunch.
It's worse than you think.
And I said, and I really don't care what people think. It stopped me for so far. I said, now I'm just going to have a good time. I said, what do you think I do when I go out? I said, we either go to the restaurant or we go dancing.
Yeah.
I said, that's all I do, Mum.
Yeah.
I said, maybe you should ask the people that talk what their daughters do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had a curfew even after 21.
Old school was like that.
Yeah. I had to be home by midnight.
Yeah.
And I became a little bit of a rebel. I wasn't a bad kid. I was the Miss Guilty Two-Shoes in my household. But if my dad told me to be there midnight, I extended it to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
I used to do that with my father. I remember he would tell me, be home at 10 o'clock. Yeah, no worries. And he would call me at 10 o'clock. Where are you, Ahmed? Oh, I'm still on the train. There's a bit of delays, but I'm not. I'm still in the city.
Well, we were stuff. They couldn't ring us because we didn't have mobiles.
Oh, you were lucky. Yeah, you're lucky.
These days, a bit scary.
Yeah.
So I remember I was 23 and I did get home at 2 o'clock and he did not like it, so I got a beating. So that's when I said to him, enough is enough. This is the last beating you give me. I said, I'm leaving. He goes, you've got half an hour to fit whatever you can in the car and that's it, and never come back.
Wow, yeah.
So
They were tough.
Very. So I took my albums, because we didn't have CDs in those days. It was my singles and my beautiful LPs. Some clothes, and I went and stayed with some friends, and then I rented a unit. And I got bored with office work because I really wanted to be an actress and a singer, but I couldn't be that because of being Italian.
Yeah.
So I did merchandising, which basically I became an Aramis girl. Do you know Aramis?
Nah.
Aramis is the men's fragrance, and in those days it was quite big. It's still big now, but not
so
as...
buying and selling.
I was one of those promotional girls at Maya.
Ah, yes.
And through that I met a young Mauritian boy.
Mm-hmm.
So we started going out as friends, and then it became more than friends. But he told me he was 25.
Yeah.
And I believed him because I refused to go.
How old were you at that time?
23.
23.
Yeah. Except quite a few months later, I get a phone call from the parents. Oh, you're invited to, his name was Dennis, to Dennis's 21st. I said, what do you mean, 21st? Oh. And then he told me, he said, I didn't want to tell you my true age because I know you didn't want to go out with younger men. So I got engaged to him. Eventually I did go back home to visit, etc. And the relationship with Dad was a bit, off.
It gets like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I was talking to my younger sister about this today, actually. When you separate from someone, whether it's family, friends, for a bit of a time, it gets awkward after a while. And I feel like it doesn't go just back to how he was.
Well, I never had a relationship with Dad.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
Yeah.
He contributes a bit more.
Yes. So it was a very cold atmosphere until I got engaged, and we were meant to be married in March 86. But in January 86, I actually cancelled the wedding. Things weren't going right. Not with him, but there was something odd between my best girlfriend and him spending a lot of time together when I wasn't around. I know nothing happened, but my girlfriend basically pulled back from me.
Okay.
So
you get that sense of feeling. Something's not right.
At first, I thought it was just me, but when you had your neighbours, when you had friends, and then you had his family come and ask me, I thought, okay, so it's not just me. So I cancelled the wedding 3 months before it was meant to happen, and we couldn't live apart, but we couldn't be together. So
it's a tricky place to be.
Yeah. So I said to him, one of us has got to get out of the country, and I knew he couldn't do it. So I left and went overseas for 2 years. I gave myself between 2 and 5 years because I wasn't over him. So that made it
There was
difficult.
still that attachment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my first boyfriend, my first everything. So,
And it's always the first ones that kind of we get really attached to.
Yeah. And so I went overseas for 2 years. And whilst overseas, I met somebody else in the bank that looked very similar to him. I couldn't see it at the time.
You have a type.
We leave
You definitely have a type.
Yeah, and then
Like men.
Yeah.
So I started going out with him, but I wanted to come back home. And because I kept saying, I really miss home, he couldn't commit. And then I met this other guy still in the bank because I worked in a bank and started going out with him. He was very English. So I went from charcoal to Snow White.
Big difference.
And the poor English guy, because I kept saying, God, you're white, God, you're white. He goes, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And he said, what colour was Dennis? And I said, oh, he was black.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I lived with him until we came back here. And then I was meant to go back to England and get married, but when I came back here, I couldn't go back.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
it. So he said, okay, what about, he said, I won't come to Australia straight away. What about if I get a job, say, in Hong Kong or Singapore like that? I said, okay, I'll meet you halfway. Prefer Asia to England. So he applied for this job with the Bank of Hong Kong, and he failed the first 2 tests because you have to do medical tests in England.
Really? Medical?
Yeah, but before you get employed. And I was quite happy.
Yeah. Because you didn't want to.
So you didn't actually want to marry him? Then?
No, and I didn't know how to say that because he proposed a couple of times. I kept saying, ask me later, ask me later.
all eyes on Connie.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So anyway, so he followed the first 2 and he goes, you sound happy? I said, no, I'm not happy. I'm really sad for you.
I'm sad for you, son.
Anyway, he passed the 3rd one. He had a bit of a, he was like most English and Aussies, they love their drink. So
Yeah.
his kidneys and liver wasn't
Yeah.
quite up to scratch, so they had to give that up.
Oh, wow.
So on the 3rd one, he did pass it. But he said, on the way to Hong Kong, he said, I'll come to Australia, spend a bit of time with you and your family. And that was that Christmas. And when he got off the plane, I just looked at him and I thought, oh my God, there's no way I can marry you. You're so English.
Yeah. He just has got it over him and just like,
What's wrong with English people?
Nothing, but it was just wasn't not my type.
Yeah.
In his country, he fitted in.
Yeah.
In Australia, he stood out.
yeah. Especially back at that time, there was a lot of wogs moving in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lebanese, Turkish, different cultures.
Oh, see, I never had a thing for them either.
Because I'm English myself as well. Now there's a lot. You go to St Kilda, it's English, it's Irish.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
It's full of it now.
Yeah, I know. But look, he was a lovely guy, and his family was lovely. He was the only son, so his mum, I think, never forgave me for getting her only son to move to Hong Kong. So he came in, I thought, how the hell am I going to tell this guy, I really don't want to go to Hong Kong. I really don't want to go anywhere with him. As friends, fine, but that's it.
Yeah, nothing more than that.
On Christmas Day, we went to a restaurant with the whole family, but on the way back home, I had an accident. Somebody ran through the red light at Princes Street,
Ooh.
and the front of the car was damaged, but there was no injury, thank God. So I tried to use that as an excuse not to go to Adelaide with him. But he pressured me, so we went to Adelaide with the car, and it was in Adelaide during holiday that I told him that I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's it.
And he was heartbroken. But anyway, he got over it because when he went to Hong Kong, he found somebody, an English girl.
There you
Oh,
go.
there you go. We find each other. Yeah.
Yes,
Doesn't love just always end in a heartbreak?
I think so.
Not always.
Not always. You know what? I truly believe, I don't think anybody can change my mind. It always ends in a heartbreak. Because you might love them, but that love could separate. You guys could separate. But at the end, ultimately, they're going to die and you're still going to get heartbroken.
I think you have to go through life with heartbreak. Like, you have to experience it. I think
Yeah.
that's important. But whether, you know,
It makes you appreciate the good times more.
Oh, yeah. I truly believe we need suffering. I truly believe as this person, I think suffering is good for us.
Yeah.
It makes us appreciate things in life.
100%.
But just love in general, it just ends in bloody heartbreaks always.
yeah,
It's
it's a strong feeling. Yeah, it's very strong.
It's a very
and
powerful
it's
feeling.
Powerful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so there you are. So then I worked in a bakery in West Heidelberg. That was a shock because I'd never worked in a suburb before apart from Northgate. My work has mainly been in the city, and I really believe it's different professionalism. And that was interesting. I stayed there for about 2.5 years, and then I quit and started my own business in bookkeeping, secretarial work, payroll,
Yeah.
because that was my expertise.
Bookkeeping is
Doing accounting,
Accounting,
but
yeah.
you don't do all the tax returns and
Okay.
all that sort of stuff. You get them to a certain stage, and then the accountant takes over.
because bookkeeping is pretty like old school. I don't think it's around anymore.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And it's just outsourced. When I started it, outsourcing was unheard of. So the first 12 months were tough, but because I got a payout from the bakery, I was able to sustain the 12 months. Plus, I went back home.
Okay. How old were you at this time?
I was 31 when I came back from England
Yep.
because I spent my 30th there. And Mum and Dad built a room for me at the back. So,
Ah, beautiful.
yes, so I had my own privacy, my own phone, my own everything. But I stayed there for about 2 years. Before then, I bought a house with my sister in Brunswick, and I'm there since.
Do you feel like that's the age where you started to kind of kick off your life? You started to make different decisions and...
Oh, I think every decade I made different decisions.
Yeah.
I loved my 20s once I started going out.
Was it the freedom that you loved about it, going out?
It was
and
the freedom. It was also meeting new people, being able to do what I wanted without having to be accountable.
Yeah, so you make me appreciate my age. You make me appreciate what I got left, you know?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
you have plenty of time.
Yeah.
So I'm 29, but it just makes me, you know, when I hear stories, it makes me like, make sure I appreciate my time that I have now.
Yeah.
You know, enjoy it.
I think every decade's got a different feel.
I like
And-
that. Every decade has its own
Yeah.
feel. Wow.
I mean, my 60s, it's completely different again. Who would have thought that I ended up in jail in 61? But, you know, it happened.
Incredible.
Yeah, so I met my current, well, my only husband.
Current husband, I mean, with this
Okay,
trend
my
that's
current
going on,
husband.
this
Yeah.
trend, you know.
Yeah, I met him at 38 through my charity work because I've always done charity work all my life.
Oh, wow.
Community work. So I've had certificates and from the state government, the council.
Charity
and
work is
charities.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
So I've always done it. I've
Yeah.
always believed in giving back to the community.
Oh, I love it.
And
It's
I
like
think not enough people do it.
Yeah, and it's like an invisible relief. It's like a dopamine, but you just can't see it, but you can feel it inside your body when you give back to
Yeah.
people. When you help people,
Yeah.
advice, money, helping them get a job. I really love it.
Yeah,
it's
no,
a
it's
beautiful
good.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. So I met him through my charity work at the Arts Centre because he used to be the business manager there. And I was very big into the arts. So I met him at 38. We got married at 42. He had been married to us previously and had 2 kids. And I know he wanted another child with me. And I said, at my age, good luck with that. Guess what? I got pregnant at 44
Yeah, there you go.
and had my child nearly 45.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so that was a complete surprise. And but I was still doing bookkeeping. But in the meantime, in 2001, when I had my bookkeeping office in Carlton, I got asked to go on the Traders Association there. So I became the president for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I worked with the City of Melbourne very closely for about 7 years of that. And I was doing their PR, their marketing, their events, and I really loved it. So when
Pretty big position, to be honest. Yeah.
and I was representing the traders to the council. I wasn't very popular at council because I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
And if I represent you, I
on.
represent you.
Yeah, it's on. I got your back to the end.
Even a couple of councillors were going to sue me because John Soane those days was Lord Mayor. He's actually one of the best Lord Mayors ever. He agreed to have the 60th anniversary of the Ferrari in Lygon Street.
Wow.
And there was a couple of councillors there that were against it, big time. And there was an accident in Carlton, I'm not sure if you remember it. A chef that worked at one of the pubs, it was about early in the morning, about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. He was crossing the road. Somebody went through a red light, speeding, and killed him. He basically ended up on the other side. So they actually got the father of that young man to come to council to try and fight not to have the Ferrari in Lygon Street because of the speed. So I had to fight to keep it there. And I basically said to the father, look, these councillors are using you for their political things. Take it back, otherwise we'll sue you. We'll
Yeah.
see you in court. And I said, go for it. I said, I'm only telling the truth. So I wasn't very popular with quite a few councillors there at the time. But I wasn't there to please them. I was there to please the traders. And that was still the best event that people are still talking about it now.
Wow.
Yeah, I did my diploma in event management last year just to get out of the house and see how they taught it. So I would do things completely different to them. And one of the teachers there was teaching. She actually remembered it so well. She said that was one of the best events.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was amazing.
Creating memories.
Yeah. And so that was good. So when I finished my stint there with that, I turned my business into an event management company.
Okay.
But I still had a couple of clients in the bookkeeping, and especially one who'd been with me for over 20 years.
A long time.
Yes, since I started, basically. So he trusted me with his whole life. But during this time, I met somebody through the Italian Consul General and the Italian Chamber of Commerce,
Wow.
who was supposed to be a chef, fresh off the boat, he kept saying. And I thought he had the same values and the same vision as myself to bring the new Italy into Australia. Because when you go to festivals here, we still remember Italy 50, 60, 70 years ago. Italy has changed.
Yeah.
The food's changed.
Everything's changed.
Yes.
The culture.
Yeah.
There's a lot of.
So we
Yeah.
wanted to bring the new thing in here. So I thought he had the same vision as me. So we went into a business relationship. Unbeknownst to me, he was the biggest con man.
Wow.
So we did this event that we were meant to have all these companies from Italy come out. They didn't come out. He used that platform to promote his products because he was an importer as well. But he accumulated all the debts. And the debts were over $1 million. I tried to pay as much off as possible. He just walked away. I did go to my lawyer and he said, Connie, you can fight this in court and you will win it, but you will lose.
Wow.
He said, because he's a con man. He doesn't have a cent to his name.
That's it.
And he was right. So I paid as much as I possibly could.
That's a big debt. To be left of that is massive.
But I
debt.
still had in excess of $400,000.
Wow.
And pride, stubbornness wouldn't allow me to admit it.
Yeah.
So I stole money from this client of over 20 years
Wow.
to pay these debts, which I did. But during that time, I got so depressed, I turned to gambling.
Yeah. See,
Wow. Very,
it all leads to somewhere.
it's one thing after another, right? Accumulates.
I always say this to a lot of people. It's like a tree.
Yep.
We see the top, but we don't see the veins and the roots at the
No.
bottom. It all connects.
And I always say, people that have got an addiction, there's always an underlying issue. The biggest addiction I ever had in my life was chocolate.
Wow.
And all of a sudden I've gone into gambling addiction big time. So I paid the debt, but then I kept stealing more and more to gamble. And I don't know if you know, but casinos love gamblers.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they entice you.
They keep you there.
So the more enticing things they offered me, the more I stole to play to get bigger.
Wow. And the way they systemize the casinos, they actually have a fragrance there that keeps you going. People don't really
There's
realise
extra
this.
oxygen in there.
Yeah, there's a smell. If you realise when you walk into the casino, the walls aren't ever like this. They're
No.
all round.
Yeah.
It's just made for you to just move around freely.
Yeah. And those machines, those lights. And I blame myself because to the external world, I was still the happy-go-lucky, successful businesswoman. Not even my husband could see because he kept asking, how's it going? I said, yeah, all good, no problems. But
No one knew.
not one person. And if they knew, I know this one girl, she said, I knew there was something. And I thought, did you? Why didn't you say something? But anyway, I didn't.
Were you winning any wins, big wins in that gambling spree? That
Yeah,
you
but I
won?
kept putting it back. In one night, I won $76,000 at the stay in Sydney.
Whoa.
I lost my money, then won that, put that back in, and then I got more money out.
Yeah, there you go.
So in one night, I would have put about $150,000, $180,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was the only place that I found myself that I could actually be me. I didn't have to put the happy smile. I didn't have to talk to anybody. I just sat there in front of those machines, and those machines suck you in
Yeah.
big time.
Do you feel it was like a bandage for you at that time?
I think it was. Yeah.
Because there was all this pain and sadness and grief.
Yeah,
But
and
it
I couldn't
was-
admit it. I couldn't go. Looking back on it now, I could have done things so differently, but I didn't.
It goes back to the decision Peter was telling me
Yeah.
last
The
time.
choices.
Yeah.
The choices we
Yeah.
make.
I was at a fork road and I took the wrong turn. And unfortunately, a lot of people do that without them realising it. And by the time I realised, it was too late. But in the meantime, I still kept going on with my events. I had a major events and people loved my events. The venues wanted my events there. So I had a lot of hangers on. And I was there for them 24/7 on the phone, trying to help them out.
Wow.
But when it happened to me, let me tell you, they deserted you.
Yeah.
They did not want to be associated with a criminal. That's what got back to me. So in 2018, my dad died in June. I got caught in September 2018. And I knew I got caught because the money didn't go through into my bank account that I had transferred
How long was this run for while you were gambling and
over
pulling?
4 years.
4 years. How much do
Over
you reckon in that time you blew money?
Oh, well, I stole in excess of 6 mil.
Wow.
Like my husband says, when you do things really well, don't you? And I said, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a
don't-
lot of money.
It was a lot of money. And look, if I could do it and go back again, there's no way I would do it because I loved my client.
Yeah.
I didn't do it for him. I didn't do it to hurt him.
It was a big businessman?
He was a middle. He had a decent business, but things are changing in this economy.
Yeah,
So
100%.
yeah,
4 years of span. It would have been a wild 4 years. Wow.
Was it like a job for you almost as well? It was like part of your career was, going to the casino as part of your daily routine, or COVID times per week?
I went to the casino as often as I could, but I went mainly during the day when I was supposed to be in my office or not awake. But at night, I used to go out because of my events, etc. And that's why my husband didn't gel, because I was always out. Even when I met him, I was always out. So nothing had changed in
Nothing
that
had
time.
changed. There wasn't
so
like
it's
a
not as if
different-
there was a certain thing. But looking back on it now, there were little things that could have been picked up if you looked closely. And then my acting ability came in too.
Yeah.
So-
Do you think he couldn't pick up on it because he trusted you?
He trusted me,
Yeah,
and he
there
still
you go.
trusts me
Yeah,
today.
There you go. Trust is a massive thing.
Yeah.
When you have a serious trust, you never look any other way than that
Yeah.
direct,
And how was that journey with him afterwards, like the forgiveness and
Oh, look, the night I got caught, I still tried to hide it because there was a big knock on the door. My young son, 15 at the time, went to the door and they asked for me. So I knew the time had come. It was a Monday night.
Oh, so you were pretty ready for this. You're like, oh, they're going to come and get me. Were you,
Well, I
what
knew-
what were you feeling? What you were feeling
I
like
locked
you?
myself away. As soon as I knew, because I was at the casino and the money hadn't come through. So I went home and I thought, oh,
Yeah, this is it.
yeah. And then I tried to log into the bank to see what was happening and I was logged out. So I knew, and that was a Thursday.
And the police were involved in this, or
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. But the night that they served me papers that was, it was not criminal. What's the other one?
fraud?
No, it was civil.
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 Okay.
Yeah, because I tried to go civil first to see if they could get the money back
That
or
knock
some money back.
That knock is a scary knock.
Yes, but I thought it was the police. So I went to the door and it wasn't. It was a burly man with this big, thick envelope. It was about that thick. So he asked to say who I was. I did. And all I got is, you've been served. So I took the envelope and ran to my room. My husband and son followed me and they said, what have you been served with? And I said, oh, nothing, don't worry. It was just some papers.
Yeah.
No, what have you been served with? So they kept insisting and eventually I broke down.
So they suspected at this point. Obviously, the police knocked on the door first.
Well, it wasn't police, it was a man.
you said.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock, you've been served. And normally
Yeah.
when you've been served is something legal.
Yeah.
So David, my husband, kept asking and asking. And I broke down and then I admitted it all. Well, you should have seen the look on his face. He couldn't believe it. My son, all he said was, Mum, please don't do anything stupid. I need my mum. And that broke me even more.
Oh, yeah, that would have...
Because I had thought of taking my own life on a number of occasions. And even during that 4 days gap. I still thought about it, but he stopped me. Just thinking about
Wow.
my son not having a mother. It doesn't matter what she's done.
That's so powerful because you go back now to your younger days where you didn't want children. And all of a sudden now this person is stopping you from doing something crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I didn't. Anyway, it was hard to believe. I didn't tell my family. I didn't tell anybody for a long time. And I had to go to court to get bail. So I had bail for about 12 months because then he went into criminal because I couldn't get money out of civil. So I told my mum
Oh.
12 months later, almost. I didn't know how to tell her. And I remember the day I took her out because I only had told one other sister at the time. We took her out for lunch and then she was taking her away for 4 days just to keep an eye on her. And all my mum kept saying is, but Connie, you didn't even steal a pen from work. How? What? What happened? And I tried to explain to her what happened. I mean, she understood, but she didn't understand.
Yeah.
How could you go from this to this? So my siblings, I actually told them the night before I went to jail. I texted them, the other three, and I said, oh, by the way, I'm going to court tomorrow and I'm going to jail.
By the way,
Yeah. Imagine copying that message before.
Yeah, yeah. So one turned up on my doorstep with her partner at 10 o'clock that night after I sent the text. The other one rang and, oh, my brother didn't even text. That's right. Because he was married to this person who was an absolute so-and-so. She
Kind
was
of disconnected yous.
well, my brother and I were very, very, very close all our life because he was second to me. And I always advised him financially and everything. And it was always done very, very well. She walked into his life and broke up not only my relationship with him, my family as well, my mum and dad. Looking back on it now, we should have known because he's divorced now. He was in a domestic relationship for 20 years. She was the violent one.
That's a long time to survive in that.
He did, because he's a very patient guy. And we even went to the police because he had the cuts and the bruises. The police did nothing.
Yeah.
Twice we went. She finds out that he was going to get an IVO on her. She calls the police. They come in and take him out. No proof, no nothing. So I
Not
feel
fair.
sorry for men out there. Yes, there are some horrible men,
Yeah.
but there are just as many horrible women. I don't think it's gender-based, the domestic violence.
Do you feel like it's getting worse out there? The marriage and love dating world?
Just remember I was in jail for 2.5 years with the worst criminals where they actually killed their partners or burnt them alive, all right?
Yeah.
So I won't say much more than
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And look, maybe they've had a reason, maybe they didn't, but I don't know if I would take somebody's life.
Yeah, no, that's a
no
whole...
matter how bad it is.
was
That's
that the majority of people that were in prison with those? Was that patterns of crimes that were sort of committed?
Look, when I was in prison, I still say it today, there were 3 types of prisoners. There's people that shouldn't be in there, they should be in rehab of some sort, whether it's drugs, alcohol, gambling. There's some people that should be in there for the amount of time, etc., that the judge gives them. And then there's some people in there that should never be released.
Wow. The serious offenders.
Yeah. And they are the ones that are dangerous to the community. I mean, I met some women in there that defrauded the Commonwealth government by $80,000. They were doing 6-12 months. Why? Yes, I know they did the wrong thing and they keep doing it. I understand that. But if it's the first time and then there were circumstances behind it, make them pay it back. Make
Yeah.
it work and pay it back.
Yeah.
You don't need to put the...
Made more sense, right?
Yes.
You know,
And then
put
there
them
were
in prison.
people on drugs that had real mental illness and you lock them away. Why? Put them in a rehab. Clean them up.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, people that are on drugs out here and they get jailed, in jail they get a different drug, but still get drugs.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
right.
a legal
It never ends,
legal
yeah.
one.
Yeah, it never
So-
ends in there. It's
no.
it's a constant, it's a cycle. It's just
It is.
shit. It's just more shitter drugs, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, 100% it is true. And so and also why put all these people in one prison? Because in Victoria, we've only got 2 prisons. And when you first go in, it's a high security, regardless what you've done. Whereas men have got different prisons. They've got the low security, they've got the high security, they've got medium security. Women just get lumbered into one.
Really?
Yeah.
So all the crazy criminals or everyone's mixed up.
Don't say crazy criminals.
So it's just a mix up.
Yeah. You're with the worst murderers, you're with the, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
thought it was still like men because they got different
No,
sections.
there's only one prison in Deer Park. That's a high security, and everybody gets lumbered in there.
So you're among some serious offenders, yeah.
Absolutely, and that's why if you go to prison, you need to keep your head down. Be very careful what you say, who to say it.
How was the feeling knowing that cuffs are coming on and we'll now be going into the real world?
I didn't get cuffed by the police, believe it or not, except I did get cuffed when I came back from the low security, because after 5 weeks in the high security, they sent me to the low security.
Okay.
Which is in the country, boring as hell. The days are so long, there's not much to do. So I was doing crafting, I was doing cooking, I was doing lots of reading. I cleaned the medical centre an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, but the day started at 7 in the morning and they locked you up at 10 at night. And
So
it's a
much
long
time. That's so
time.
long.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And the mentality at the low security is, by the officers, is terrible. They've got this country mentality. And also if you're a white-collar crime prisoner, they think you're self-entitled.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So there's that
I
different
actually got
statuses.
bullied by not only the women, half a dozen, because everybody knew about my case. It was out there. I was the breaking news every hour the day that I got sentenced. So by the time I got to jail, everybody knew what I stole, where's the money, because some of them thought I still had the money. Oh, no, you couldn't have gambled $6 million. And I said, well, you'd be surprised what a gambler can do.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So by the time I got to the low security, there was half a dozen women that did a lot less than me, but got more than me. And the reason why I found out later is that all my community work I'd done for years and years and decades, since my 20s, came into effect. They took that into consideration. How can a woman who's never broken the laws, not done nothing but work with the community, charities, how can she do something like this at 61?
Yeah, big question.
Right. So the judge was really wanted to know more. So I was going through a psychologist, and she even asked him, I need these other 7 questions answered before I can consider the case further and how much to give Connie. So, yeah, and then because when I got to the low security, they had a committee.
Okay.
And me being a committee person, I put my hand up.
Yeah.
So I was representing the prisoners to management. And I was, again, very outspoken. I was never outspoken to the women
Okay.
because you had to be very careful. But to the officers, I was outspoken, not rude, but I was outspoken. I was representing the prisoners, and they kept bringing up this same issue year after year. So when I took it up to management, they said, oh, that's been dealt with. That was done last year or the year before. And I said, well, how can it be done and fixed if it still comes up today? These are new prisoners. I'm hearing it for the first time. So they didn't like it. So it was planned just before Christmas, after 12 months being there. I still believe it was the operations manager and a few others that planned that I'd be sent to the high security again.
Ooh. So there's a bit of politics in
Oh, God,
prison.
yes, 100%. And so they got 2 women to go around saying that I was a police informer.
Oof.
And you know what that's like.
They don't like,
No.
snitches and what do they call them? Rats in prison.
So they locked me up for 20 overnight. And he said he will get to the bottom of it within 24 hours. But he didn't. The following morning, I got carted back to the high security. So whilst driving back, one of the officers that drove me back in a nice car for a change, not those brawlers, he turns around and he looks at me and he said, Connie, he said, I'm sorry to use this language, but you've been effed over.
Oh, wow.
And I said, what do you mean? And he repeated it again. And I said, I thought that. And he said, let me tell you, because he was one of the new officers, he said, when we first started, we got warned about you.
Really?
And I said, what about? And he said, we were told to watch you because you're a bully. And I said, okay. I said, do you think I'm a bully? Do you think I was a bully? And he looks at me and he goes, no. He said, you were polite. He said, you were a model prisoner.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He meant a bullying to the officers, to the staff of the...
I didn't ask, but normally a bully means to the prisoners, I'm assuming. Yeah, but it was just this horrible. So anyway, I went back to high security. They locked me up for 16 nights for 24/7.
That's the intense one. Yeah. 24 hours.
And even
1 hour out.
But I refused it because when you have to make a phone call, they put you into this cage to make the phone call and they lock you in. And I get claustrophobic. So I'd let them know, please let me out as soon as I finish. So when I was talking to my mum or to my husband, I'd be looking out in the caged courtyard and I saw this woman handcuffed. But it wasn't the handcuffs you could bend, it was those rods, so you couldn't bend it. You had to keep walking like this. So I didn't want handcuffs on me.
Yeah.
So I kept refusing. And I think about the 4th, 5th day they came in and they said, Connie, can we ask you why you're refusing to get some fresh air? And I said, because I don't want to get handcuffed. And they said, but you're not going to. And I said, yes. I said, I saw a woman out there. She said, that's a different story. We won't go into it. Later I found out it was that woman terrorist.
Oh.
And the reason why she was locked up like that and things is because when she was in an open unit, she actually stabbed a couple of prisoners and a couple of officers.
Oh
and she was sorry she didn't kill them. So basically she got locked up. And she's in there for about 47 years.
That's crazy.
Mm.
Not sorry for stabbing him. Holy crap.
Yeah. There was no remorse in her, and that's why the judge gave her 47 years. So once they explained that, then when it was a nice day, I'd take a book and I'd go out there for an hour. But that's all it was allowed.
How was the 4 or 5 nights, 24 hours? How was that experience? Just being locked up.
It wasn't very nice because where they put me, it used to be called Swan 1. It shouldn't have even existed because it was derelict. It was old, it was dirty, it was smelly, it was cold. And that's where they used to put you in if you had COVID or they thought you had COVID until the test came back. So you went in well and you came out really sick.
Wow. Swan 1.
Yeah.
That's
They had
crazy.
Swan 1 and Swan 2. I didn't go into Swan 2, but apparently Swan 1 was the worst. I think it's been knocked down since.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I've spoken to a few boys in prison, them 24-hour ones are crazy. That's where the mind starts to really go in a different element.
I just read a lot. I read about 7 books a week,
That's incredible.
1 a day.
I
Yeah.
was going to ask, did you end up turning to sort of religion or spirituality or any of it, or meditation, things like that, to pass the time during your entire stint there?
Nah.
I tried,
Really?
but I couldn't. I'm the type of person that what keeps me going is being active. I did try to go to religion. I am Catholic, but I'm not a practicing Catholic. I believe, and there's certain things I don't believe.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. Mindfulness, it bores the hell out of me.
Mindfulness, meditations and things like that.
No. I'm not the type of person that can keep still
Yeah.
for very long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to keep constantly moving, doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super active, unfortunately, which has got good points and bad points. I can be doing a million things at one time and I'm happy.
What topics in books fascinated you in prison?
I don't know if I should say. I love James Patterson.
Any law? Any law? Did you read any law in there? Because I know a few of my mates just went into law for some reason.
No. I studied a lot the manual in there to see what my rights were.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I went from front to back and knew what my rights were. Not that they listened to you anyway.
Yeah.
I did do a lot of studying, but the studying is non-existent. They leave you to yourself. I was actually teaching some of the other kids that didn't know about computers because you don't have internet. And I don't understand in this day and age why you can't allow them to have internet because you can actually
Learn and research.
not only that, but you can actually dictate where they can go and where they can't go.
That's right.
Yeah,
Right?
you can have an intranet, right?
Yeah.
Where it's all just
Yeah.
set up and you have pages they're allowed to go on and things.
Yeah, but no. So, and the computers were really old, if they worked. And you had teachers in there that really didn't want to be in there. And they used to give you a manual when you came in, go for it. For example, I did a Photoshop one, but the teacher didn't know anything about Photoshop.
Yeah.
So if you ask him a question, he goes, oh, I don't know, let me have a look at the manual. And you think, why are you teaching it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very, very
What do you
hard.
feel like is what's failing in the prison system?
Rehabilitation. Don't put people in prison and throw away the key because that's all they do. They've got a kitchen, they've got a cafe. Teach them hospitality, teach them customer service, teach them, I don't know, event management, teach them basic
Skills.
bookkeeping skills, teach them. Ask what the prisoner is interested in,
Yeah.
right? And then do the course around that. So when they go out, they've got a skill that they can use.
Yeah, that's right.
Men have a little bit more flexibility in the sense, look, I've never been in a men's prison, but from what I hear, but they've got mechanics, electrical, panel beating, that sort of stuff.
Trades, so
Yeah. Whereas women, we didn't have, we had sewing in there, and that was hard work.
Wow.
I did try that. And the other one is the most boring thing, you know, the headsets you get on aeroplanes, cleaning them and winding them properly. How mundane is that, doing that all day? And the laundry is cleaning, you know, the prisoners that are locked up, they send the laundry to the laundromat and they get cleaned. The kitchen is used to feed the prisoners that are locked up 24/7 or 20, you know, locked up, they get the meal from the kitchen. But I didn't eat that meal because I know I wouldn't trust it.
because it was cooked by some of the
Prisoners.
prisoners, yeah.
And you don't, I mean, there was one occasion just before I came out where they actually put toenails in the food. Yeah. So unless it was cooked by my own hands, I wouldn't eat it. So for those 16 nights and then a couple more weeks after that in another one where I was only allowed an hour in the morning just in the lounge area for breakfast, an hour for lunch, and just before we got locked up again, I couldn't eat it. So I had dry biscuits that I used to buy, Tim Tams, a little bit of fruit, but I wouldn't eat their food.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Tell me about this book.
Okay, everybody kept saying, no, you've got to write a story, you've got to write your book, you've got to write a biography. And I thought, oh, yeah. And then in December 23, an American company was looking for 100 writers around the world, women who had a story. So I applied, I got interviewed, and I was one of the 100 women that got accepted for this sponsorship.
Oh, it's incredible.
So then I had no choice but to write the
To write
book.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be out last year in October, but then in March last year I broke my right wrist and going to uni. And so it delayed me a lot. So it just came out in May. I'm doing the book launch on the 17th of August in Brunswick. So please come and bring your
Yes, I will
friends.
do,
I'll
100%.
send Oh, well, bring your wife and celebrate there. It's only 3 hours in the afternoon.
It's incredible.
It's at a gin distillery, and somebody asked me, why gin? And I said, well, it's my story. I love gin. So
It's my book.
Yeah.
My buy.
So it will be a fun day. There will be an Italian duo playing Italian jazz.
Oh, yeah.
There's a cocktail masterclass for an hour for the VIP.
Yep.
And then the general public comes in an hour later. And there's some gift bags, and the book will be in the gift bag as well. And the VIP get special little
How
things as well.
exciting.
Yeah, so please do. There's some seats left. So go on my website.
If you can, Davey, open up her website. Show the audience.
That's the website. This one here.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That's a website. If you go to see join the launch,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
yeah, it's there.
So for the viewers out there that are interested, have a look at the website and
17.
come
Yeah.
check it out and learn.
There's a couple of interesting people attending.
How exciting is that? From prison, writing your own book.
I've written 2 more after that,
Ooh.
but they're not out yet. But those 2 are not for the general public. It's more aimed at businesses.
Okay.
One is called Red Flags in Plain Sight, because I used to go into businesses looking for the red flags.
That's
Put
very
there.
interesting.
Yep. To be in the red flag. So I got the lived experience on both sides. So that's that one. And I do workshops and keynote speaking on that one.
Yep.
But also I've written another book. They're not out yet.
Yep.
They're just being formatted. And the other one is the 4 E's to transformation.
I was having a look at that, some of that stuff on there.
Yeah, because I really believe if you can give the 4 E's to these people in jail and when they come out, and that's employment, education, environment, and what was the other one? Empowerment. These people will never go back in jail.
I agree.
Right?
I agree, yeah.
You need to give them something and start. If you can, start even before they go in,
Yeah.
but especially when they're in, and work with employers.
Yeah. Especially education. People really underestimate how powerful education is.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people in there. I was teaching them how to cook. They had kids out here, and they still couldn't cook.
Wow.
They were-
Basic needs, basic skills that could improve a lot of stuff.
So instead of throwing them in the kitchen and do whatever, because when I
Teach them.
yeah
And kind of motivate them by giving them like certificates and diplomas so they can feel like I've achieved something.
but it's more than just that piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's the practicality,
Yeah.
not just the theory. And they don't do that well.
Spotting that red flags. How do you spot it out in a company or a business?
Oh, there's different ways.
What are some of the major ones that you're looking for?
If somebody talks to you and doesn't look you straight in the eye,
Yeah. That's important.
well, I always used to look at people straight in the eye,
Yeah.
but when I started doing that, I couldn't look at my client in the eye. I tried to avoid it.
It's a very interesting way you say it. Yeah, you're right. When there's something wrong, you're looking away or you're kind of keeping busy somewhere else.
Yep. Someone who never takes holidays. Mind you, that's a bit unfair because I hardly ever took holidays except when I was pushed. And that wasn't because I was thieving. It was because I'm trying to think of I was doing payroll.
Okay.
So it was very hard to teach somebody for 2-3 weeks to do the payroll. So I got delayed. And then I remember taking 5 weeks off in 91 from the bakery. And I went overseas. And when I came back, the temp that came in actually wanted my job.
Oh,
So that was a bit of a scary thing. Someone who becomes snappy
snappy in, just snaps at your finger or
defensive. Someone who doesn't like to share the workload.
because that means they're hiding something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is red flags rather in the person itself, personality, the traits, rather than some of their actions.
Some of the actions could be the same. It could be some people could be missing a lot of days, meetings, deadlines.
Yeah. I know some people that are kind of they're getting to no good at night, and they're always constantly thrown off at work, and they got a business constantly thrown off work.
Yeah.
You're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. So there's little things. I can't give you all the secrets.
Oh yeah,
You got to read the book.
yeah, definitely. It will end up mastering the red flags and seeing it all. It's like seeing red flags in a relationship. That's another one as well.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they say, "Oh, I'm too busy," but we're never too busy for our loved ones. We all have some
Unless you're
sort of
Connie.
time. yeah. Just keep me busy always. I wanted to touch base about second chance. I found this one very interesting.
Second chances is actually about the community giving these people a second chance. One of the things I noticed when I came out, the community doesn't allow you to forget.
Yeah,
The stigma.
that's pretty powerful.
The stigma is huge.
That's pretty powerful. They actually, it gave me goosebumps saying that. It's very true.
Yeah. That person's made a mistake, paid the price, whether it was locked away or whatever ended up happening. Give them the second chance to get on with life. And if you give these people a second chance, they will never commit that crime. And I'm not saying 100%, but at least 90% won't do crime again. It means they will be contributing back to the community. They will be paying taxes
Yeah.
instead of taking handouts from the government and not contributing.
Because it is hard. Anyone that does crime comes out of prison. It's pretty much, it gets very difficult.
And
Get
especially
jobs.
these days when they do criminal checks on everything, even just cleaning. I mean, even in New South Wales, they're trying to change that they'll do a criminal check on building sites. Whereas at the
Yeah.
moment, they teach you how to get the white card in there. I did get it, but I don't use it because I don't want to stand there
Yeah.
holding a sign saying stop and go.
Yeah.
I know it's good money, but even that's going to become harder and harder to get because they're going to do criminal checks.
But see,
There's very few companies that give people that have come out from jail a second chance. Bunnings is one. They actually give people an opportunity.
it's difficult like that because you're kind of forcing them to go down the road of crime again because
Yes.
it gets to you. It's like everything starts to catch up to you. It's like, I'm not worthy of this. You know?
And that's they make you feel worthless.
Yeah.
I know I did because I got rejection after rejection or no answers at all. Eventually I did get a job when we had the state election a few years back.
That would have been so depressing.
It was. It wasn't the job I wanted, but at least I thought, let me try. So I applied. The money wasn't great, but it was something. I got the job, but there's a little box there that I had to tick that I had a criminal record, which I did.
Yeah.
3 days after getting my training manual, I get a phone call from the supervisor. Connie, we're calling because you ticked criminal record. Can you please tell us about your crime? I told them. And this was just handing out pamphlets.
Oh,
Nothing
my
else.
God.
You know, the booth and leading up to it. So I told them, she said, I'm so sorry, Connie. She said, but I have to withdraw the job. I said, what?
Handing out pamphlets.
I said, and that's exactly what I said. I'm handing out pamphlets. What do you think I'm going to do, steal them? I was teary. I was shocked. If the government can't give you an opportunity, how the hell are you going to get a private enterprise to give you an opportunity?
Yeah.
Unless you lie. I mean, people have said to me, change your name to my married name because I kept my own. And I said, no.
This is me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every letter that I sent with my resume, in the covering letters, I always said, look, I do have a criminal record, which I'm happy to discuss with you, but I want to be upfront so I'm not wasting your time and you're not wasting mine.
So it goes back to what you said before. They never give you a break to move on with life.
No.
It's a constant, you did a crime, you did a crime, you did a crime. And that gets stuck in your mind.
Yeah.
And it kind of puts you down without people realising.
Yeah.
And that's why people can't move on.
Well, they can't, and that's what happens. That's why we got all these people reoffending, because people are not giving them that chance, and they need to. If you're a good society, you look after these people, and by them working, let me tell you, they'll become your biggest supporters. They'll become loyal
Yeah.
because you've given them the opportunity that most people wouldn't, and that's what I want to change with my 4 E's and become breaking chains.
Very interesting. Do you feel like you You lost a lot of friends on this journey?
Believe it or not, all the hangers on, yes,
Wow.
because my events are no longer there, that get to meet celebrities. Whereas my true friends that have been there for 40, 50 years, 20 years, they're still around.
And they're the ones that really count.
Yeah,
The ones that
And-
really matter.
exactly. Yeah, so I do have those. And I'm lucky because my marriage is still intact,
Yeah.
whereas a lot of people would have walked away. I did give my husband a choice when I was in jail twice. I said, look, I don't expect you to wait out there for me. But I remember his words both times. This is not the Connie I married. This is
Wow.
not the Connie, you stuffed up. And even since coming out, he said, look, there has to be a reason why you've done it. And maybe this is your calling to get out there and help.
What a lovely and powerful man. Very powerful to be able to accept and to say, I'm still backing you up and having your back.
Yeah.
That's what
And
life's about.
he still trusts me. So,
That's crazy.
But he knows I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah. But
And,
this is,
and I've never had secrets from him apart from the damn gambling. But whatever was there that took me to gambling is no longer there.
it's gone.
Yep. I mean, I've got a venue near me, the Abruzzo Club. I walk past it all the time. I don't have any inclination of going in
Yeah.
because I was stupid at the time. My mind wasn't right.
Gambling addiction is very scary.
And you know what? I call that a silent killer because
Ooh, that's nice.
because you can see somebody on drugs, you can smell somebody on alcohol, but you can't see somebody who gambles.
Poor.
4 years you were
Oh my
visible.
God.
Right?
Yeah.
That's incredible the way
Yeah.
you explained that.
Yeah.
You can't see it. The
No.
silent killer.
That is the silent killer. I'm actually in the Respin program, which is part of Gamblers Help. I still go to counselling, not as often, but at least every 4-6 weeks. And we never talk about gambling because my itch is not there, but we talk about other things. And so I became part of the Respin program, where we actually go out there and talk to people with the gambling addiction or to their family and friends. And there's also other people in the Respin program who have lost loved one by taking their life due to gambling. And so when you listen to them, and I really think it should be taken into every school for kids to listen.
I believe. That is,
Yeah.
that is powerful. That is so
yeah,
true.
Yeah, and especially in this day and age, especially in this country, where gambling is everywhere.
Oh,
Sport, yeah,
my God, you said it perfect. Everywhere.
everywhere. And the thing is, the government's not listening. I also belong in this other group called Glee, and they are a lobby against gambling ads. But do you think the government listens?
No.
Because they make too much money, and the gambling lobby is far too strong.
You know how you say these gambling places everywhere? I actually was driving past in Essendon, and I'm not joking to you. Listen to this, Dave. The gambling is right over here, the hotel. Right across it is a high school.
Yep. They should have never, ever allowed gambling venues in pubs. Little clubs, fine. Western Australia doesn't have the same issue we do, or New South Wales or Queensland or South Australia, because if you go to Western Australia, the only place you can actually gamble is a casino. There's no venues.
Here, it's everywhere pretty much.
Yes. And the other thing too, last year alone, Australia lost over $33 billion worth in gambling. They lost
Why is that?
because we're the capital nation of the world when it comes to gambling, when it comes to drugs. Also, it's all to do with this websites.
Online
this,
gambling.
Online gambling.
Yeah, online's getting pretty
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, in America, they've got 300 plus people. They've got about 40 odd online gambling platforms. In Australia, we've got 27, 28 million? We've got in excess of 140.
Oh my God.
It seems we're the nation that people just want to throw it at. It's the same with drugs. We've got the highest per capita of drug
Yeah.
addictions in the world. And the reason why is because we're willing to pay the high money that they ask.
Yeah.
No one else in the world pays what we pay here for drugs. And I'm
Especially-
talking about the illegal drugs.
Yeah, especially for me, I find the biggest problem at the moment is pharmaceuticals. It's so easy to go see a doctor and say, I'm depressed and here's some Valium.
Yeah.
But we're not finding the root cause of the problem, which
No.
is bandaging it. And then they're becoming addicted to that. And then at one point, that drug, that pharmaceutical is not enough for them anymore.
No, it's like people say, no, I'm only smoking marijuana. But eventually that's not going to be enough. I lost a very good friend of mine and his family's still suffering. He started off with marijuana. Then he went to a detox, and by the time he committed suicide, he was on ice.
Yeah.
But the family didn't know.
Very sad, very disappointing.
Yeah. So, but like I said, you can see somebody on drugs, you can see somebody on alcohol and smell it as well, but you can't see the gambling. And the amount of suicides that are happening due to gambling, it's hidden.
No, well, yeah, no one knows the numbers.
Nope. They do, but
Can we see if we
they
can-
won't advertise it.
Can we see if there's some data on that, Davey, for suicide?
Linked to gambling?
Yeah, let's see if we can find something on that.
I don't think it's an honest figure.
Yeah. I think it would be, yeah. It's disappointing. It's invisible. People don't see it.
4.2% suicides were linked to gambling. Through the research believe this is underestimated. Yeah, so as you said, underestimated, right?
It is definitely
Another
underestimated.
20% suicides. in
When
the
was the
world.
last time you read something about somebody taking their own life because of gambling?
Yeah,
It's hidden.
it's hidden.
I remember hearing stories that people used to go from the casino onto the Westgate Bridge and jumping off. And that's why they put those high
Yeah.
fences. But do you hear about it? No.
No. And then he goes from gambling, they lose their money, and then he goes to crime or drugs to cover the pain. And
Or
then
the
it's
whole
the s-
three.
And it's the same cycle.
Yeah, it's a whole three.
It's crazy. I used to go walk around Crown Casino sometimes and just see the people there, and I'm just like, oh my God. They're just sitting there, they're so depressed, and they're just hitting the button, and they just can't get off. What's a strong advice you have for someone that's gone through bad gambling?
Ask for help. Just find that one person or the one organisation and ask for help. Look, I went to Gambling Anonymous. It wasn't for me. I didn't like standing up there and saying, I'm a gambler, I haven't been gambling for a week. Or look, it works for some. It didn't work for me. So I went to about 6 sessions because I had to. The psychologist worked really well. And Gamblers Help is amazing. And that's free, not only to the person who's got the addiction, but also to their family and friends that are affected by it. And that's an actual counsellor, one-to-one. So there's plenty of help. You just need to find it and just ring Gamblers Help and say, I've got a huge problem. But even if you're not the person with the problem, give them a call saying, look, I've got my son, I've got my daughter, I've got my husband, and talk to them. And it will help.
Yeah, gambling.
There's another woman, there's a couple of women actually, who go around talking through the Respin program, and they've been through domestic violence because of gambling.
Ooh.
So they're still alive, but because of the gambling, there was domestic violence.
It's like a cycle.
It is. I find those three things, drugs, alcohol and gambling, affect a person so badly that most of the time they don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's disappointing. As I was telling you in the early stages, a lot of my friends are suffering. It's so heartbreaking. It's so sad, and I just always let them know that I'm here for you. I'm with you.
Yeah, don't judge them though, and that's what I think.
I've been
And
working
don't-
on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't judge them. Don't become someone who keeps attacking them.
Yeah.
Just say, look, I'm here if you need help. I'm here if you need to talk, or ring this number. But yeah,
You've explained that beautifully because, yeah, that's something that I didn't judge them, but I was very harsh coming towards them. You're doing drugs, you need to get off. Sometimes when you act like that, you kind of push them away from you. They
Yes.
don't feel safe anymore.
No, and they won't disclose it to you. They won't confide
Yeah,
in you.
they start to hide it.
Yeah.
But then you keep seeing them hurt themselves even more, and it hurts even more. It's more pain.
Well, rather than, why don't you say, ask it in a different way. Just say, how you feeling today? What's going on? Are you okay?
Yeah, I did that. Did it recently for a friend of mine who's gone through serious addiction, cocaine addiction, and he's just on a whole different level.
Yeah.
And I didn't speak to him for about a week. I left it on purpose, and then just texted him on like a Saturday night. You doing okay, man? And he's like, well, that was the message I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
It was at the right moment.
Yeah.
And we've been talking back and forward, and
Which is good. And say, how can I help?
yeah,
How can I help you? Yeah. Or not, why are you doing this? Yeah, don't do it like that. Don't question it. And just say, the door is open. I'm always here if you need to talk.
Yeah.
I'm not judging.
Too much judgment.
Yeah.
Too much judgment.
Unfortunately, that's human.
Yeah, it's part of us.
And look, before this happened to me, I probably was just as bad, if not worse. I couldn't understand addictions.
I can never figure what he said. Every decade is a new experience and a new feeling. That's crazy. I appreciate you being here today and giving us your time. We've smashed it. It was I've learned so much. It's actually incredible. Your story is very powerful, very beautiful, very amazing. For the listeners out there, this is her website. Come down and check out her stuff. Look at her book, read her book. It's mind blowing. The stuff that I've just learned. It's actually truly inspiring. It's crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's.
Thank you so much.
I don't know what to say.
And if you need help, please call out.
Yeah,
It's never too late.
yeah,
And just think about the people you are hurting, not only yourself, but the people you are hurting as well.
oh, that's a very nice one. The people around us, they cop it the most,
Yes.
especially when it comes to suicide.
Yes. Yes. Because you go away and it's all over for you, but the people left behind will be with them forever.
It's trauma for life.
Yes.
Very disappointing.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Connie. I really, really appreciate it. It was
You're welcome.
It's an absolute pleasure to be in front of you.
Thanks.
I'm mind blown.
Thank
So I
you.
really am. Learned so much, and that's stuff that I'll carry on with myself and the listeners out there. Learning this stuff it's important because you've been there, you experienced it, and yeah, I don't know what I'm speechless. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you being here.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Amazing. Oh, amazing. I learned so much.